Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to our second week of the 2022 Halloween special. Excuse me. And this week's reaction is The Black Phone, a more recent horror film with Ethan Hawke in it. Now, I've seen Ethan Hawke in plenty of things here and there. Most recently and most notably for me, though, would be his role as Arthur Harrow in Moon Knight. He was fantastic as one of the main villains of that series, and I'm very much interested to see what he does in this. I know he plays the bad guy. That's all I know about it. I don't know what this film is about. I don't know, like, the context of pretty much anything. I think I saw, like, a teaser trailer or something. I know that he wears this mask. And I know he's the bad guy. That is all I know. I know it's a horror film. I know it was really popular and got a lot of attention. But I don't know, like, the context behind the story or behind Ethan Hawke's character. I don't know any of that. So I'm going into this very blind. I chose this because of its extreme popularity, because with our theme this year of bigger and better, we are choosing movies that are bigger and better. Movies that are either part of major franchises or that got a lot of attention for one reason or another. And this one is definitely in the latter. Now, I don't know what exactly to expect from this. All the talk I've heard of it has been spoiler free. I don't know, like, what to expect in terms of gore or in terms of, like, jump scares or other stuff like that. Yeah, I'm, like I said, pretty much completely blind. I don't even know who else is in this besides Ethan Hawke. But I guess we'll find out. So, this is a Blumhouse film, I do know that, and Blumhouse has put out some pretty good films. So, I'm expecting this to be, I guess you could say, more elevated horror. I don't expect it to be something quite as simple as just a slasher, you know? But, hell, maybe I could be wrong. We shall see. So, we're just going to get this started, hope for the best, and, as usual, take it from there. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode, or to the movie, rather. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. This was really good, yeah. With the amount of hype I saw surrounding it, I was, I don't know, maybe expecting something different. I was kind of expecting something a little more supernatural. But there was still supernatural elements in this with the spirits of the dead kids helping Finney out. But I don't know. I think maybe I just expected something more supernatural with the grabber. With Ethan Hawke's character. But no, he was just a psycho. A psycho child, child abductor who just clearly was out of his mind. It, like, nothing further is ever explained. It never gives, like, a reason for why he's doing. He's just crazy. And even his brother didn't know about it. And it really sucks that he died. I feel really bad for him. His brother was not the not the bad guy there, and he definitely deserved a better end. I feel bad for him. He was genuinely trying to help. But either way, um, this ended up instead just being an abduction movie, and it did what it needed to do. It built up suspension and or suspense and tension. I kind of combined them there. It built up suspense and tension really well. It really well executed pretty much everything it needed to. I really have no real complaints here. I really like the pacing of it all, just the way the story is told. I like the inclusion of like the spirits of the kids and all helping out. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Coraline, with the spirits of the kids that the other mother, the Beldam, had taken the souls and everything from. Like, it kind of reminds me of that. But obviously in a lot more of a serious, intense manner. Um, and yeah, definitely a very fascinating kind of just simple horror film. It wasn't anything spectacular in terms of its story being out there or, again, more supernatural or more weird or anything. No, it was actually fairly straightforward. And it was definitely the actors' portrayals and performances that sold it. Ethan Hawke obviously did phenomenal as the grabber. He had this really great blend of creepy and weird that really made him stand out. He was very legitimately threatening, but at the same time, it also was very clear that he was probably very mentally ill. Um, there was a lot of issues there that I feel were pretty clear. Um, the kids who played the brother and sister, Finn and his sister, they both did a great job. I really liked their roles. Everyone really served their role perfectly. No one felt like they were um, out of place. No one felt like they overstayed their welcome or were underutilized or anything. Um, and I again, I like that nothing is really explained. Like, you never get an explanation for why the grabber is doing this. You don't get an explanation for the sister's powers or the fact that her mother apparently had these powers. You just never get an explanation for it. It's just how it is. And you don't really need anything more. And yeah. So there you go. Um And there was even a twist at the end with there being two houses. That genuinely surprised me. Like, I did not see that coming. I did not predict that. I I had no real way to really know that. There's probably little bits and hints here and there. If you actually like really pay attention, there's probably little things here and there that would clue you into that. Um, but yeah, I had no idea. So that's really interesting to me. That they actually managed to pull off like a little bit of a twist at the end. Um, and make it feel natural, make it feel well earned. Also, I like how there's a couple of the kids that we did see and meet prior to their deaths and everything. Um, we met the one baseball kid. I can't remember his name right now. And we met Finn's friend. So it's like we actually got to know a couple of them ahead of time. So when they were on the phone, um, specifically bookending it with the baseball kid being the first and then Finn's friend being the last, um, I think that was actually a really smart writing decision by having us know a couple of the kids, even just briefly, allowing us to kind of sympathize and see the emotional appeal of that. The other like couple kids there we didn't know, like the punk kid and everything, and the girl. It's like we didn't know them, but like or the paper boy. But as we got to see their stories through the memories and everything, and we were clued in to things. And we got the information we needed. And yeah, I kind of, I, in a way, while I was surprised that it wasn't more supernatural or anything, I kind of like that it wasn't. Because it allowed it to be more down to earth without having to rely on anything like actually freaky or you know, like demons or anything like that. I'm kind of glad it didn't have to rely on that. So yeah, and I really love the escape attempts. I love how there were multiple attempts and they dealt different results. And in the end, a lot of them even served a purpose. I think the only one that didn't was the bars on the window, right? Or no, it did, because the cable. The cable is what he used to trip him in the end, that got him to land in the hole that he was digging, right? I think so. But it's like the freezer came into play because that's where you got the meat for the dog and everything. And it's like all this other stuff was kind of coming into play. And even like the combination of the lock helped him escape twice. The first time when he got out, but he ended up getting brought back in. And then the second time when he escaped at the end. So everything came into play. Every escape attempt, everything he was told by these spirits was important, even if not always right from the start. Like the freezer didn't help him escape at that moment, but it helped him later. You see? Like I really like that, actually. Like even just talking about it and thinking about it now, it's actually even better. Yeah, I definitely want to hear what other people are saying about this film. I'm definitely going to check out some reviews and all of that. Maybe if there's some reactions, I'll check those out. This was really good. This one really impressed me. And it's not like, I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite horror film or anything. I definitely have other ones that I like above this. But it was really good. And for a modern horror film to not have to rely on like all of the tropes that you constantly see nowadays, to be something a lot more simplistic and basic, with a tiny little supernatural edge to it, I like that. And by God, like right before Finn killed him, the fact that he let the spirits taunt him on the phone was so fucking satisfying. Like, you have no idea. That was so satisfying. Just hearing them, like, use his own words against him and taunt him and laugh and everything right before he gets his neck snapped. It's like, that was a good way to have him go out. That was so good. I really liked that. So, yeah. I genuinely really like this film. I kind of hoped I would, of course. I mean, I hope I enjoy everything I react to for the most part. But yeah, I didn't know how much I was going to like, and I definitely didn't know that I was going to like it as much as I do. But I do. I very much do. It was everything it needed to be. And so yeah, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this second video in our 2022 Halloween special? What did you think of the black phone? What are your impressions based on, you know, the more simplistic, classic style horror with child abduction rather than, you know, more supernatural, crazy shit going on We don't need no Paranormal Activity. We don't need no, I guess you could say, Babadook. Even though that's questionable if there actually is supernatural shit going on. It's kind of left unclear, but kind of implied that maybe not. You know what I mean. We don't need all of that crazy stuff, although that can sometimes be fun. It's not always necessary. Sometimes you can just enjoy something for what it is and just let it be simple and basic. Anywho, next week we will be moving on to Prey, which is a sort of prequel to the Predator movies, I guess. It takes place in the past and focuses like on like a Native American character, I think. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. But I think that's the case. And I'll talk more about it then. But with the Predator movies, I have a really interesting, I guess you could say, history with them. Just, I guess, mixed feelings and everything. But again, I'll talk more about that when we get to that. But I am still looking forward to Prey. It is another movie that is very critically acclaimed lately, and I'm excited to see what it brings to us next week. So, in the meantime, once again, let me know your thoughts on The Black Phone down below, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.